far beyond the warm glow of the sun, where darkness reigns and silence becomes a song of its own, there drifts a small world, ancient and unassuming. Pluto, once hailed as the ninth planet, now a wanderer of ice and shadow. You can mistake it for a speck of dust in the endless void, but oh, what stories it carries. What mysteries lie frozen beneath its pale crust. Imagine standing on the edge of that tiny sphere, the sun a faint golden pinprick in the blackness. The light that reaches here is weak, almost tired, taking over 5 hours to cross the gulf of space. The stars blaze harder, sharper, fiercer than they ever do on Earth, and the Milky Way stretches like spilled silver dust across the horizon. Pluto is smaller than the United States. Yes, smaller. If you were to walk around its equator, step after step through that frozen air, it would be the same distance as walking from London to Denver. Can you imagine that? A planet so small, so distant, so alone. Yet here it is, circling the sun with the quiet dignity of an elder forgotten by time. Its heart, that bright, icy plane of nitrogen known as Tombaugh Regio, gleams like frost under starlight. From space, it looks like a cosmic heart, and perhaps that's fitting, because Pluto, though banished from the pantheon of planets, never stopped beating. Once, humans thought they knew their solar system well. But then came the 1930s, an age of discovery, of wonder, of telescopes turned toward the unknown. Clyde Tombaugh, a young astronomer with eyes full of hope and hands steady with purpose, gazed into the heavens. He was searching for a world predicted but unseen, a ghost at the edge of the sun's dominion. And one winter evening, he found it, faint, shifting between frames of glass plates, a moving dot among the stars. He called it Pluto, after the Roman god of the underworld, the unseen, the ruler of what lies below. Fitting, isn't it? For this little world lives in the shadows, and yet, from those shadows, it glowed brighter in our hearts than many grander worlds. For decades, Pluto was cherished, celebrated, drawn in textbooks, spoken of in classrooms with reverence. The ninth planet, the last stop before the abyss. But time, as always, changes everything. And Pluto's fate was not to remain untouched. Still, even as scientists debated its identity, Pluto itself kept circling, silent and eternal. A small, cold wanderer with secrets buried deep beneath its crust, waiting for someone, anyone, to listen again. There's a strange beauty in Pluto's mornings. The sun barely rises. It merely glows faintly, as if unsure whether to bother. The air is thin, almost non-existent, a whisper of nitrogen and methane that freezes and falls like snow. Here, dawn is not golden but silver blue, soft and spectral, washing across endless plains of ice. On this world, time moves differently. A day lasts 6 Earth days and 9 hours. Imagine the stillness. Imagine standing beneath that eternal twilight, where shadows stretch for hours and the horizon never hurries. The silence could swallow your thoughts, your heartbeat, your very sense of self. Yet somehow it feels alive, as though the land itself breathes beneath the frost. Pluto's mountains rise not from stone, but from water ice. Ice so hard it behaves like granite. They tower like frozen waves, jagged and motionless, some reaching higher than the Rockies on Earth. Beneath them, nitrogen glaciers creep slowly, ever so slowly, reshaping the face of this distant world. The great plain of Sputnik Planitia, part of that heart-shaped region, is one of the strangest places in the solar system. Its surface looks cracked, like the skin of a drying lake. Yet those cracks are alive. Gases evaporate and refreeze, cycling over millions of years. The plain churns and flows, not with water, but with frozen nitrogen currents. Even here at the edge of darkness, the planet is not dead. It stirs. It changes. It evolves in ways we barely understand. If you could walk across that plain, each step would crunch beneath your boots, echoing softly into the thin air. You would see faint mists rise as the weak sunlight warms the frost. Shadows would dance across distant cliffs. And above, the eternal night sky, so close, so vast, would burn with billions of stars, each whispering, "You are not forgotten." Pluto is not alone. It has a companion, Charon, a moon so large it pulls Pluto itself into a celestial waltz. The two are locked together, facing each other forever, bound in gravitational embrace. They spin as one, orbiting a common center that lies outside either body, a cosmic duet in the darkness. If you stood on Pluto's surface, Charon would never rise or set. It would hang motionless in sky, vast and gray, like an eternal ghost. Its craters would glow faintly in the dim sunlight, and its edges would shimmer with a cold light. Look up, and there it would be, silent, watchful, unblinking. The two worlds are made of similar stuff, ice, rock, and ancient memories. But where Pluto wears it hard on its surface, Charon is more reserved, its landscape scarred and quiet. Together, they drift through the Kuiper Belt, surrounded by a sea of frozen relics, the leftovers of creation. Scientists once thought the outer solar system was empty, just a void beyond Neptune. How wrong they were. The Kuiper Belt is a realm of icy bodies, millions of them orbiting in slow procession. Pluto is just one among many, but it is the brightest, the most complex, the one that dares to have a heart. And in that realization, a question arises: what makes a planet a planet? Is it size, orbit, shape, or is it something deeper, something intangible? The ability to capture our imagination, to tell a story of creation, chaos, and endurance? For decades, Pluto was our bridge to the unknown. It marked the border between the known and the infinite. And when scientists stripped it of its title, many felt something personal had been lost, a kind of cosmic poetry silenced by rules and definitions. But definitions change. Wonder endures. For over 80 years, Pluto remained a mystery, a blurred in telescopes, a riddle in the dark. But in 2015, everything changed. Humanity sent a messenger, the New Horizons spacecraft. After traveling more than 3 billion miles, it arrived at last, soaring past a frozen world in a burst of light and data. For a few fleeting hours, we saw Pluto as it truly is. The first images were breathtaking. Mountains of ice, vast plains, strange mists hugging the surface. The world we thought dead was suddenly alive with texture, color, and movement. It was beautiful, heartbreakingly beautiful. As New Horizons raced by at 14 kilometers per second, it captured every secret it could: craters, valleys, dunes, and that great shining heart. Scientists on Earth gasped, cried, laughed. They watched in awe as Pluto's surface came into focus. "It's so alive," one whispered. "It's more dynamic than we ever imagined." And indeed, Pluto defied expectations. Its atmosphere shimmered with layers of haze, tinted blue by sunlight scattering through tiny particles. Its glaciers flowed across ancient basins. Its craters told stories of cosmic collisions. It was not a frozen relic. It was a world still breathing in the cold. When New Horizons turned its camera back for one last look, it captured an image that no one expected. Pluto's silhouette against the sun, surrounded by a glowing halo of blue light. For a moment, this tiny world looked like a jewel, shining in defiance of its distance. Billions of miles away, a small world reminded us of something profound: that beauty does not need warmth, and significance does not require size. Even on the edge of darkness, light finds a way to shine. Deep within Pluto's surface, beneath layers of frozen nitrogen and methane, lies a mystery that still haunts astronomers. Could there be an ocean below? Liquid water, hidden, preserved by pressure and antifreeze compounds? If so, then Pluto, that distant wanderer, may still hold a faint pulse of life. Not life as we know it, but the quiet chemistry of potential. Its heart-shaped plane, Sputnik Planitia, is more than a landmark. It is a symbol of renewal. Some believe it formed when an ancient impact struck Pluto, creating a basin that later filled with nitrogen ice. Over eons, this ice expanded, cracked, and reshaped the planet's crust. The result? A landscape of frozen motion, a glacier that still flows today. Strange dark patches at Pluto's equator hint at organic compounds. Tholins form when sunlight strikes methane in the air. These reddish stains give Pluto its warm tint, a kind of cosmic blush beneath the cold. The irony is beautiful, isn't it? A world so distant, yet painted by the same sunlight that touches our faces every day. But beyond the science, There is something deeply human about Pluto's story. It mirrors our own search for identity, our longing for belonging. Stripped of its title, it became something greater, a symbol of resilience, a reminder that worth is not defined by labels. We see our own reflection in Pluto, small, fragile, wandering through the vastness, yet alive with dreams, questions, and heart. And so, Pluto continues its long journey, tracing a vast, oval path around the Sun, 248 Earth years for one single orbit. Imagine, entire generations rise and fall before Pluto completes its celestial circuit. When it was last near the Sun, Napoleon walked the Earth. When it returns, who will we be? What will we know? Sometimes, as it drifts farthest from the Sun, Pluto's atmosphere freezes and falls as snow, coating the ground in glittering frost. Then, as it approaches closer, that same frost sublimates, rising into a thin, shimmering haze. It breathes in and out in rhythm with its orbit, like a sleeping creature under a cosmic blanket. There's poetry in that, a frozen world that still breathes, a distant world that still feels the warmth of its star, no matter how faint. It reminds us that existence itself is a miracle, even in the coldest corners of the universe. From London to Denver, that's the distance around its tiny equator. Just think of it, a few million steps across an entire world. You could walk it in a lifetime, circle it beneath that endless twilight, and still never tire of its silent majesty. And perhaps that is Pluto's greatest gift, perspective. It shows us how small we are, yes, but also how much beauty can dwell in smallness. It reminds us that being forgotten is not the same as being gone, that to wander does not mean to be lost. Somewhere in the depths of the Kuiper Belt, sunlight still glints off Pluto's frozen plains. Charon still gazes from above. The faint winds still whisper across Sputnik Planitia. And in that silence, the universe keeps its secrets, patient, eternal. So next time you look up at the night sky and you see that faint of light beyond Neptune's reach, remember, there drifts a little world with a big heart, a world that once was ours and still is, in every way that matters. Pluto, the lonely wanderer, the keeper of ice and memory, the small world that refused to be forgotten. And so, the story continues in silence, in beauty, in eternal motion beneath the distant sun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed exploring the wonders of our universe, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends who love the stars too. Tap the bell icon so you never miss a journey through the cosmos. Keep looking up and stay curious.